But first things first, we're going to jump in straight into this. EA Sports makes the announcement. What are your thoughts, Caleb? What are your thoughts as soon as you see that when it happens? What are your thoughts?
Well, your little graphic you like to show. Oh my God, I'm gonna bark. Yeah, I got a little excited, son. So I'm super excited about the game. Obviously, me and you met through college football revamp. NCAA 14. There you go. Exactly. That's how I felt. So coming in, I mean, like I said, me and you met through my stream back on in the Facebook days. I've been playing a 10-year-old game. So to get something, number one, the graphics boost from 10 years ago is going to be amazing. Now I can actually play on my PS5 instead of having to boot up the old PS3, which may or may not work at times. And I'm just excited, man. I'm excited for the new journey that's going to take everybody here. We're all going to play the game. So, man, I'm just excited. It's just great that they're finally bringing the latest installment of EA College Football.
Yeah, no doubt. I know obviously it's been a minute since we've known each other. Hell, it's the funny thing is you were actually the first interview on this show. that's OG as it gets right there. Quan says Ayo, like rhymes with yayo, but you get what I mean. But no, let's talk about this, right? I think a lot of people have been waiting for this, right? I was not a fan that it got scrapped to begin with, but I get it, right? With the whole NIL thing, that whole spill was what it was. Now that it's coming back, I know you're a content creator, but for me, maybe somebody that doesn't really play games, I think what I feel like is going to happen is it's going to bring in a lot of people, whether it's watching content, creating content. I think that's going to be something that people are going to kind of come together around, because I think world was a better place when you had the game. You know what I mean? That's just my thoughts. But I heard that sounds like they're not going to make it like Madden, but it's not like a reskin of a Madden. But have you heard anything about that? I don't really know too much, but what do you know?
Well, so even back in the day, when in the 2014 game, they were always ran from the same engine. So Madden and NCAA will be on the same engine, but Madden always played a little slower. College football is more of a fast-paced game anyway than the pros. So I feel like it's going to be a lot like that. You're going to have some of the same stuff you have in Madden, obviously, it's a football game, sim-style football game. But I do think that NCAA will play more authentic towards the college way of football, which is the faster pace, the up tempos, the read options, the speed options, even the triple option. I mean, you're going to have the veer in the game. You don't have that in Madden. So I think it's going to be its own game. I think people that are afraid that it's going to be a reskin of Madden, I don't think you have nothing to worry about. And if it is, and you know me, I'll complain about a game. I'll complain about EA. It's one of my favorite things to do. This year's Madden was actually really good. So I'm very optimistic about this new college football game.
Yeah, I'm not too big of a fan on Madden, but I do want to ask you this question. I think this has got to get this out. Who do you want on the cover? Who do you think will be on the cover?
Honestly, I hate to say it, I want Nick Saban to be on the cover. I know everybody was like, put all the Heisman on there, blah, blah,
I
blah,
get
blah,
that,
blah.
though. I get that. It makes sense, man.
He's the GOAT.
It really does.
And he's the only one that's been there the last 10 years. He's the GOAT. Who I think is going to be on the cover, Jaden Daniels.
I mean, it does make sense on the Heisman talk, but does it have to be somebody that was just this past season? Is that the argument? Or because I feel like since it's been such a gap, dude, you could put about anybody. I mean, you could put Joe Burrow with the cigar. How fucking badass would that be? You got Stetson Bennett. From a Georgia perspective, Jamarcus Russell is never going to be there. Sorry, Quan.
Well, we got to put this in. We got to put this in. We got to look at it this way too. Back then, they couldn't be paid to be put on the NCAA cover, so they were using people from the past year that were going pro. It could be a current player. We could very well see a current player, Quinn Ewers, somebody like that on the cover.
I mean, my thing is I feel like depending on how it goes, right? And you could see a head coach. You could see a current player. We really don't know. I think you're going to see a Heisman contender though, or a Heisman finalist, or someone with the most impact. And I think Joe Burrow would do that too, though. Would it be crazy?
No, I'd love to see Joe Burrow on the cover.
I mean, literally, if you did a generic cover with, with Burrow smoking the cigar, or the senior night with the Burrow on the back.
Yeah.
See, my thing is this though: how much money would they make if they took and did a team specific cover? Think about it. Listen, I understand it'd be extremely difficult because it's not like 32 teams like NFL.
Yeah.
But if you did like a deluxe edition, right? You could literally do a Georgia edition. You can have if you want to stick to the high level teams, right? The blue, like not the blue bloods, but like the biggest ones, right? You could do a Alabama, you could do a Georgia, you could do LSU, or in Clemson, Michigan, Ohio State, and just make your own. You know what, dude? I'm telling you, if EA Sports is listening, I think that's a money racket waiting to happen. You know how many people would buy that shit? Because, like, think about it. If Joe Burrow was on the cover of an LSU edition, right? LSU edition, I don't think this would happen. This may happen down the line. Going into it, that edition, right, you're paying extra for it. But what's going to happen? Instead of a generic college football theme, everything's LSU themed. Instead, like if you went into the settings and picked your favorite school and then it does that,
yeah,
that might be honestly the cheaper route, but you get what I mean. You can make so much money off just a LSU edition, a Georgia edition, which leads me to question. I made some graphics, some edits earlier, posted on the gram and a couple on Twitter and stuff. Now the question is for everyone in the chat, by the way, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button too while you're at it if you like our content. If there was a Georgia edition, what's going to be on the cover?
It's either got to be Brock Bowers or Stetson Bennett.
No, I mean, what I'm saying is, okay, so that's part of it. But I'm saying, is there like a picture that you would want on the cover? Kind of what we did with the Burrow cigar thing. What would be your Georgia edition cover graphic?
Probably. You know what? If I got to do it like that, give me Kirby kissing the championship trophy after the first one.
Okay, so that would be your one right there. Okay. Why does it have to be the pick six or Keely Ringo's pick six?
That's a good one too.
Like the moment he clinched.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, would you have a second one? I mean, what would your second one be? Because there's so many that are running through my head.
AD Moss and the Alabama kid in the name.
See, I'm thinking different here, man. Give me no Sean Divin and Tempe in Arizona State. Just go throwback. Oh yeah, 100%.
I like that.
Just a throwback. I mean, you got Todd Gurley's elite right against Kentucky. You've got there's so
Give
much
me Brandon
stuff.
Douglas trucking the Florida dude. That's what I want. That's what I want.
Nah, this is so much fun. But I want to get you. I guess for me, I'm looking at it in a sense of what mode are you going to be? Are you going to be? Do you think they're going to do an ultimate style, like an ultimate team style?
There was ultimates team in NCAA 14.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't as deep as it is now. But they claim they're going to be pushing more towards online dynasty mode, and Road to Glory. So let's hope they keep their word.
I am a Road to Glory fiend, by the way.
My brother's big into it, so
I will say this though. See, I know since you're a common content creator, excuse me, what modes do you play the most? For those that don't know,
when I stream, with NCAA Online Dynasty. I like playing against other content creators. I've me and Quan's never got to play against each other, but we've been in a few here and there together. So I like reaching out. I like playing with other content creators, making contact, making lifelong friends. So yeah, mostly Online Dynasty.
Okay, so Josh Bates has a good one. He says, I'm a fan of anything owning Florida. Give me Brock Bowers' catch against Florida.
The juggle, yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, or the scene Pitts hit. Don't get people too worked up, though. You know what I mean?
They'll cry about that.
Yeah, Jeff mentioned Ellis, KJ, and Justin Williams being the future. I'm with you there. I think we're good. We're in good hands there. We're in good hands. Now, I will say this. What are some things that you look at in this game that you feel you need to see in this game for it to be meeting or exceeding expectations? I'm going to give you an example. I think that they should do a commitment style video on the road to glory when you announce your school to whatever school it is. I think if you do that, you know how cool that would be. That's just an example that I think that would be pretty cool. I mean, because listen, you're getting graphics and this commitment edits and video edits and stuff. Like if you have a graphic or a commitment edit drop, right, where you can save it to your, like, just think about, like, if you have the ability to download it to your to your console or whatever, or share it to wherever, because it's all online now. So you could share it wherever, you know what I mean? Like you could have your creative guy, you know what I mean? I thought that'd be pretty cool. But I mean, is there anything that you think? Oh boy, Quan threw out a good one with the picture of the graphic. You keep dropping these in. And as we go, we'll read the ones that we think are really worthy of it. Quan put Javon Bullard hit on Marvin Harrison in the playoffs.
That's
boy, Buckeye fans are not gonna want to hear that. Quan.
That's one of my favorite pictures. We just forgot the best one. We said put Jaden Daniels on the cover. Why not Jalen Carter holding him up? How do we forget that? That's the best one.
I was thinking because, like, for me, that was the moment that Georgia won that first title since '80. But that's an iconic picture.
That is. I love it.
That is an iconic picture. Now, boy, that'd be good.
Yeah. So reiterating on what you just said, on Madden, they do like you use Twitter on Madden, like your player when you go through.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I could.
Yeah, I don't play a lot of games, so I don't really know too much like that.
I could see that being possible. I'd like to see through the week you can, because we've seen Georgia and Tennessee, especially last year, go back and forth on Instagram. Let us talk shit. Well,
like you said, pop your shit. He said, pop your shit, man.
Like, that's what it's about. That's what college sports is about. I mean, you people that love the pros, yeah, the rivalries are cool, but it's not the same as it is in college. I mean, we live in these states. We breathe, eat, sleep football, college football. I want to pop off at Tennessee fans. That's my favorite thing to do on the internet. I want to make Alabama fans mad. I want to talk to their quarterback. Fuck you, It's just kind of, I could see it happening. I'd say my most thing I want to see that's going to take this game over the top. And I'm more of I'm more of a competitive player. I want to see some of these bigger tournaments. Like, I could go and live stream. I'm playing in a tournament for a couple of $1,000. That's what I want to see, the competitive scene come up some, because I'm just a competitor. That's what I want to do. So,
yeah, I'm looking at this thing too. During the road to glory, have your guy, like, have your player. You remember the old ones, right? As you progress through, your room got better, your girlfriend's picture got better. I want some of the nostalgia back.
I like that.
I want some of the nostalgia back.
That's nostalgic in itself, because that's back in like 2005.
And listen, if you're going to incorporate NIL, think about it this way. You got car keys, right?
Yeah.
Drop, like, car keys hanging up on your, like, little bulletin board. And 1 year it can be like a Dodge, and the next one it can be whatever, based off of your NIL situation.
I want that Carson Beck Lambo.
Give me that Scat Pack. But
Yeah, I'd love that idea because, like I said, my sister. So I got a little sister. She's about 4 years younger than me. So I was like 14. I'd be playing Road to Glory, and every once in a while she'd walk in there. She's like, "What's your girlfriend look like?" So I'd go on that little computer and click the picture. And
Oh yeah,
so
oh
yeah,
yeah.
man,
Now
golly,
you
I
know
gotta
what
have
though.
one of those editions of that game. That would be
Well,
fun to go back and
the
play.
problem is though for NIL, if you're down in Louisiana, you'll just have a lawnmower like Bobby Boucher did. Just go from
Yeah,
that
yeah,
John Deere to the
daggone,
Husqvarna.
get that daggone boat with the big fan on the back, right out.
Womp. No man, I want to see like how ironic would it be for the mascot games to come back too though?
That's a
Like
that's a
what
must.
now that we're looking back and we're kind of taking a trip down memory lane, what was your favorite memory, KTG? What was your favorite memory of any game, moment, whatever, playing these old games now that the new one's confirmed?
So back in the day, it was NCAA 05. I remember it was the first NCAA video game I owned on like these newer consoles. So it was NCAA 05 on PS2. And I went through Dynasty mode. I played the whole entire, 60 years, and I never lost. Which obviously, if I lost, I'd hit the reset button. But I played it all out, and just I guess that's it, man. Because I was like, I don't know how many games I played in those 60 years. It was more than 600, obviously. So maybe 720-0, just a guesstimate, because that was before, the playoffs and stuff. I think that was before we went to. I don't remember if we were at a 12-game schedule yet then or not, because we were on an 11-game schedule for the longest. So I can't remember, but yeah, that probably it. Because you just sit there and you put all this time in it, and that was before I could drive, and I lived in the next city over, so I didn't really get to go anywhere. So I just probably NCAA 05. That was my favorite NCAA of all time. It was not the best one, probably my fave.
Mine was 07.
Is that the one with Reggie Bush on the front?
Yes, sir.
I got that one back there.
Oh man. Man, it was that one for some reason that was nostalgia for me. 2014 was legit though. I'm not going to sit here and take away from any kind of games because I think all of them had their memories. 08, I hated it because it was Tebow on the cover, I think it was, but it
That
made
was
sense.
11.
Oh, 11, sorry. I knew it was one of those, but the one with Tebow obviously kind of hit you in the wrong spot just because. But then you got you know what I mean? Like it's so much fun. But if I had to choose mine, man, I think I was a Road to Glory guy, right? So going and playing and just having, because I was like, this was high school, so I was playing. I'd always had the quarterback, so you kind of knew what was going on there. Like,
Yeah, 100%.
so you just balled the fuck out, and getting into. I mean, because this was depending on what game, like 07, that was Stafford's freshman year. So like 07, 08, when those games were coming out, it was just like, dude, I'm going to try to take over Stafford, or I'm going to try to take over these big positions. You know what I mean? Like you're going to win the starting job over these guys. So that was one of my things. But then you go in there and just, how you felt like hot shit when you sat there and you took everybody's plays and switched them around and just created a whole different offense from what was on the thing anyway. And then it scores and you're like, yeah, eat it, bitch.
Yeah, for sure. I always when I play Road to Glory, I went to Boise State every time just to play on the blue field.
Oh well, see now that man, like it's gonna be fun because like the way they're getting involved, it's gonna be fun to see all these different environments. Which it's just gonna be interesting because you're gonna get all the environments, you're gonna get all these intricate details, which makes me wonder: will they get Georgia calling the dogs? Do you think it happens?
They asked for audio like that, so God, I hope so. I ain't even thought about
I'm telling you right now,
that's gotta be.
Dude, if you can say, even if it's a generic face, if you can get me somebody calling the dogs, Georgia, well, if you can do that, I would bark.
Same.
I mean, I don't. There's no other way to put it. That would be me right there. Thank you, Ben Watson. 100%. Absolutely, that would be me. If you could do that, right? I wonder, is there anything else that I'm thinking about in regards to the atmosphere, the game day environment that would take this to the top as well? Now, I don't know if they're going to hit all this stuff that we're talking about, but this is just desirable things I think that would just send this game to be perfect. Like I think we want it to be perfect. Our expectations are like, dude, you've had 10 years. This shit better be good.
And it's been announced for 3. They've been working on this game for over 3 years. This one game. So
Well,
I agree.
yeah.
I think the most thing you talk about the atmosphere. I'd love to see South Carolina's pregame on there, Virginia Tech's pregame on there.
Oh God.
All that, man. Like
Oh
at least put
man.
that in there. Make it authentic.
Dude,
Make
how what if you could create a state, like create a university and you could piece shit together?
That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
Because they're going to have all this stuff in a database for the game anyway. If you could create a school, I'm sure people would do Blue Mountain State, and you would put whatever as a mascot, and you would do this and do that. Like I would bust. I'm about to bust. Like Hank Hill, yeah, that would be me.
100%.
I mean, Quan San, Enter Sandman, dude. Listen, I know this sounds off the wall, crazy. But if you're giving me Sanford Stadium and you're playing Enter Sandman because you can combine shit, it would be nuts. Nuts. Like, I understand Enter Sandman's built for Lane Stadium. I understand that. But a mind is thinking right now, and like we have our traditions. I understand that. But my God, if you give me a whiteout somewhere else, like if you can, like you know how like you can design the time and stuff. No, give me like give me themes. Like if you can go, like if I'm playing Penn State and you give me the option to do the whiteout, done. Like go that detail. Like show me that intricate level of detail, dude. You know what? You could get that game could be $200 fucking and people would still buy it.
100%.
$200, people would still buy it.
100%. I mean, people are still buying NCAA 14 for $200.
I mean, because you just know there's going to be a bunch of DLC too. So, like, you know, hypothetically, with the DLC content for schools, right? What if Georgia got the icy whites?
The recruiting,
like the recruiting white jersey combo as a DLC. You know how much do people be buying that shit left and right?
I'm buying every DLC they drop.
Oh my God! Yes, please God. Now the question is, do you think Pat McAfee is on the game day set? You think it's Corso, Herb Street?
I know Herb Street's in it confirmed. I don't know.
Fowler's got it. Fowler's got to be. Dude, what if
Fowler and Nestler?
What if you could pick commentary?
That'd be badass.
Like give me Gus and what's his name? Is it Cannell? No, it's not Cannell. It's
he would never be on my broadcast team.
No. You know who I'm talking about? Gus Johnson and
yeah, I'm blank too.
You know what I'm talking about. Like if you could give me that, or I mean, for what it's worth, just put Georgia and put Georgia and Florida and put us in the cocktail party and let us hear Gary Dennison one more time. Oh, go miss it.
I'm not. I'm glad we're out of there, but still, it is nostalgic. I mean, we're going to be sitting here and we're not going to hear dun da da dun da da da. It's going to be weird. I mean, I grew up watching Georgia on Jefferson Pilot. I still remember the Jefferson Pilot days,
it's going to be it's going to be interesting for sure. Yeah, I know. Listen, we know some of this stuff ain't going to happen, but I'm just saying it'd be wishful thinking. I think everybody does the same thing. Jeff Hightough says, will they have a reference to Michigan cheating? Probably not. Probably not.
They were so glad they won. They love Michigan. Why do you think they left Georgia out?
Yeah.
Because we were the only team that could beat them.
The funny thing was we were it's been a long time, key. So key that right there, right? Yeah. We were favored to beat everybody in that final or in that playoff. We were favored.
We'd have been favored if we played Bama again. We were the best team in the nation. Ain't no reason to sit here and look back on it. But damn, man, like
Yeah.
it is what it is. But
Any final takeaways from this situation, right? I know the full reveal they said in May, expecting the game in probably summertime.
The rumored date is July 12th. That's the rumored date.
Dude, that right now, dude, that server better get ready.
Oh, it's going to crash first night.
Oh, it's going to crash for couple days.
Probably. We'll play offline. Hell.
I was about to say, do you think you'll be a lot of people playing offline? Makes sense though.
Yeah. A lot. I think because there's a lot of these people, like these old heads that like me and you, that we grew up in the era where there was no online gaming anyway. We can play online Dynasty and be just as happy. Like if they don't let me play online the first few days, I'll start a Dynasty with Georgia.
Start a Dynasty or go to damn Road to Glory.
Exactly.
Like that's
not
simple.
a problem.
Do mascot games.
Mascot games. I'll do anything.
For you, like having a chat and everything, you have people content picks. The chat decides the mascots and just play them out. Yeah.
Well, I will say this: if I have to do a mascot game, Stanford will be in the first game. I don't care who they play, but the tree's coming.
I forgot about
my favorite one to play with.
About that.
The tree.
Oh man, I still remember playing Harry versus Albert. Just fun to watch. We just beat the fuck out of the Florida Gators.
Yeah, it is. I think honestly, the first matchup I watched mascot game when I made my return to NCAA, when I started streaming, it was the Army versus Navy mascots. It was fun to watch, but I mean, you got to bring the tree back regardless. Stanford's first.
Yeah, let's wrap this segment up, man. Let's just wrap this up. Final thoughts on the game coming back.
I'm just excited. I'm ready for it to come. Anybody in here watching, y'all know what's up. I'm gonna start a big online dynasty as well on my channel. Quan's already in it. He's already called me out week 1, so I'm gonna whoop his ass off the rip. But any of y'all ever want to stop by the chat, play against me? I'm sure Rob will get in on it too. Y'all come play the boys. Me and Rob can figure out a way to dual host it, and let's have some fun with it, man. I'm just excited it's back, baby.
Yeah, no doubt. Got to get a PS5. I don't have it. Haven't played games in forever.
You better get one, cousin.
It's like pulling it down. It's like selling your soul to the spawn of Satans and shit. You know what I mean? Just to get a PS5.
That's true.
I don't know how to feel about it. But anyways, Quan is calling that ass whipping week 1, by the way. But let's do this. I think that's a good segment there. EA Sports coming in with the game. Obviously, May, you're looking at full, which I think that trailer is going to be nasty. So looking forward to that. That's sometime in May. And then summertime, I think tentative maybe what Caleb said there with July 12th. But keep an eye out for it. I'm sure everybody else will.